many of you watch college football and college basketball? Show of hands. I want to share with you a discussion that I had with my best friend 2 weeks ago. The news had just broke about the University of Miami, where a scandal broke out about a booster and a Ponzi scheme architect named Nevin Shapiro. He confessed that he provided improper benefits to over 72 basketball and football players from 2002 to 2010. Also noteworthy, a handful of coaches from both programs were aware of these infractions. Now, when I hear the words college athletic scandal, I'm really not surprised. Did you know within the last 18 months, over 10 universities have been investigated by the NCAA, which is the governing body of all these university athletics? What surprised me was my friend's reaction regarding the student athletes. He said he was tired of college athletes getting a free ride, as he called it, and them being greedy, their puckish behavior, if you will, and their lack of integrity for taking these type of benefits. Now, I was taken aback by his response. Why is it when a scandal like this comes out, our attention always navigates towards the student athletes and never the administrators or the coaches that are supposed to be overseeing them? Today I want to challenge you with 3 ideas. First off, the idea of the free ride college athletic scholarship. Secondly, I want to challenge the idea of what integrity actually means when it comes to student athletes and the administrators and coaches that oversee them. And lastly, I want to make recommendations to the NCAA to avoid scandals like this in the future. Regarding the free ride notion that everyone playing football, basketball doesn't have to pay anything. For starters, the NCAA actually forbids it for any university to offer an entire athletic scholarship to be a free ride. That means that the actual cost of attendance is greater than the scholarship that can be provided by any one university. Now, the athlete could make up the difference with an academic scholarship, grants based on need, or loans, which a lot of folks have to utilize in order to go to college themselves. There was a study done by the National College Players Association and the Ithaca Graduate Program of Sports Management. And they found out that for Division I scholarship athletes, that there is a shortfall for full rides, an average of $2,951 per year. If someone were to have 5 years of eligibility, that would result in a shortfall of just shy under $15,000 per athlete. The only thing that infuriates me more than the free ride scholarship myth being perpetuated is this idea of ongoing character assassinations of student athletes. Nowhere is the word integrity more misappropriated than college athletics. For example, this past year, Terrell Pryor played quarterback and started quarterback at Ohio State University. He was suspended 5 games by the NCAA because it found out that he sold his 2008 Big Ten championship ring, he sold his 2009 Fiesta Bowl sportsmanship award, and his 2008 gold pants, which is a gift from the university, in exchange for either cash or for discounted tattoos from a tattoo parlor. He then elected to declare for the National Football League. The NFL subsequently elected to suspend him for 5 games upon being signed by any NFL team. Now you may say to yourself, Terrence, you may not like the way the rules are enacted, but these are the rules nonetheless. To which I respond, what is the responsibility of administrators, athletic directors, and coaches that are overseeing these players? Jim Tressel was Terrell Pryor's head coach. Email documentation shows that Jim Tressel knew of these infractions not only by Pryor, but other football players at least 5 months before the NCAA confronted him about it. I ask you, is silence acceptance? Is Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the National Football League, going to demand that Jim Tressel sit out 5 games if he was fortunate enough to head coach in the National Football League? Is the National Collegiate Athletic Association going to insist that Jim Tressel sit out 5 games if he was fortunate enough to coach somewhere else? I ask you, what's integrity in a world where student athletes are effectively unpaid employees? The NCAA isn't just saying that colleges can't pay you for what you do. No one can pay you for what you do. If I'm a student athlete and I look around the collegiate landscape and everyone is getting paid off of what I do except for me, I ask you, what is integrity? Recommendations for the NCAA. For starters, the NCAA could make a good faith estimate and actually make good on the real cost of attendance for scholarships. Another thing that the NCAA could do is allow for entrepreneurial pursuits of all players. If someone's willing to give a quarterback, or a wide receiver, or a running back $1,000 for a game jersey, so be it. I believe that's called capitalism. If someone wants to give a left tackle $50 for that same game jersey, I believe there's a lesson in marketability learned in that as well. There are 0 restrictions for a music student who's on scholarship to profit from music lessons, for a journalism student on scholarship to do freelance work at night. None whatsoever. Fellow Toastmasters, esteemed guests, the notion of amateurism in college athletics is a fallacy. Division I college basketball and college football is a business, and a $1 billion one at that. The only thing amateur about it is the way in which the stakeholders with the most sweat equity are being compensated. It's time for the NCAA to evolve. Thank you.